Yo, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you how to make crazy beats for Jackboys 2. Let's get straight into it. So Travis Scott and the rest of Jackboys just dropped a sequel to the Jackboys 1 project. So Faye goes back, Travis Scott, Sheck West, beautiful Don Toliver vocals, and a Cardi feature, you know what I'm saying? So what else could you really ask for? I think this album is hard as fuck. And yeah man, fire beats on this album too. So I'm gonna show you how to make some shit like that. I bet. So for the melody, this was a loop I already had that I ended up flipping, and then I did drums on it in a separate FLP. So here's the original loop, and then I'll show you what I did to flip it. So this is the original. And I thought that was cool. That was like already pretty dark, but I wanted to flip it. So I would drag that in here, pitch it up 3 and then up an octave and send it to a mixer track. On that mixer track, I had Cymatic Illusions, which is on the sequence thing. I'm kind of like turning it into an arpeggio. Then Shaper Box 3, this is half timing it. So I pitched it up an octave so that the halftime wouldn't make the loop too low. And then Auto Chroma, which is giving it like more glitchy feel. So I turned that intro of the original loop into this new melody, and I got this. So I got something totally new and fire. I personally fuck with that. So yeah, man, by the way, before I forget, make sure y'all go check out my remote Serum 2 bank. I just dropped that with 100 Serum presets, one shots, 50 loops, and 50 midis. So yeah, man, y'all go make sure to check that out. Next, I thought I had a cool start to the melody, so I went and added some brass. This is from Purity. This is the hero brass, and I just layered these notes right here. This is the bass line. Then I added some pluck notes right here on the top. D sharp, F sharp, and then did some like more over here, and then all I did, boom, copy this over and left that, but then I copied this up an octave, and that's all I did here. So here's what that sounds like. Yeah, like super cool dark brass that drove the melody even more, made it sound a lot more full. Next, I added this lead from Purity. This is the chrono lead, and I played this on my keyboard, like my mouse and keyboard, and I just set it to D sharp minor, and then just kind of just play it on my keyboard, and I got this. So like cool catchy lead pattern, and then I ended up pitching this down an octave in the final beat. This is like a lab sound. So the Arctic swells, it's kind of just like a texture layer in the background. That sounds like this. Literally just like a ambient pad sound. Then SRX Orchestra, these are just like some strings, long like strings, and I don't like cut them. I just keep them like flowing so it's like kind of fades into each other and like bleeds into each other. Just like cool dark strings, and then just added like some staccato strings right here. These are on the upbeat basic triad chord right here, and then I added a note up on top, and then took that note out every other, and then this one I just added a different note and just repeated that, and then dropped the bass line right here when it switches. That's all I did. So here's what it sounds like. Simple strings, but I kind of like how the bass line switches right here. That makes the melody sound a little bit different. It's not too repetitive. And finally, for the last sound on the beat, was this beat sitter recording synth sound. Basically my favorite part of the melody, but I didn't really do much. I just dragged this in, sent this to a mixer track, added some reverb, OTT to compress it, and EQ to take out some low end, kind of change the frequencies, and then delay. And I got this. So yeah, man, that's the whole melody. I flipped my own loop. I added some more sounds onto it, and I got something super fire. So I'll play this loop, and then I'll show you what the drums sound like in the separate FLP. So as I can hear with all the sounds playing at once, it sounded pretty muddy. So I had to separate those out, throw some EQs on there, and make it sound a little bit more clean. For this, this is the drums. I did this just in a separate FLP. I pitched it up one, pitched everything up one, and just took out a lot of sounds for the intro, and then brought some more in for the chorus, and then didn't want to sound like too muddy though. So I'll show you what I did for the intro though, just so you can hear that I kind of like simplified it down. So yeah, that's the intro of the beat right there. And then yeah, after that it was just drums. So this is the 808 Unstoppable. It's from my Aiden Made kit. And I kind of wanted to go for like a maximalistic 808. So a lot of hits, a roll right here at the end, some stuff up an octave, but it's just one note. It's just E. And I didn't even end up doing the right bass line at the end, but I still think it sounds fire. So here's what it sounds like. So I mean, for these beats, I'd say play with the velocities and then like octaves, but I'm not really doing anything too crazy like slides or anything. It's just playing with the velocities, and that makes it sound fire. Then I added a snare. I wouldn't say like claps are really the method for these type of dark beats, so I just did a snare pattern. Add a little bit of like counter snares right here and here. Then a hi-hat, and here's the pattern. The 808 was kind of already doing a lot, so I didn't really need to go too crazy on the hi-hat. I just left that a little simple. But right here, I added this open hat. It's technically an open hat, but it kind of just sounds like a hi-hat. And this kind of sauces the hi-hats up a little bit more, but still keeping it pretty simple. So this is what that like open hat hi-hat sounds like. So yeah, just adds a few more rolls, but sauces it up a little bit. Then just another actual open hat. And then this perk sound that I only use once. And then a snare roll here at the end. And then finally, I had the whole beat done, but I felt like the 808 wasn't hitting hard enough. So I added a kick pattern. And this comes in a little bit after the first drop. But I just thought, 808 wasn't punchy enough. So here's what that sounds like. So yeah, man, it adds a little bit more punch, and then that's the last sound in the beat. So I'll show you all the drums sound like together. Here's what all the drums sound like together. This is the arrangement, intro. That's just chorus right here. I keep this sound playing for the entirety of the beat. I think it sounds pretty cool, so I just left it in. This is kind of like the lead, and take us in and out, the brass right here, and then just the bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, and then just to bring us back in. And yeah, man, that's the whole beat. I appreciate y'all for watching. This sounding beats for Jackboys 2 for Travis Scott, and I'll see you on the next video.